Puerto Rico evacuates 70,000 after dam damaged by Hurricane MariaTEHRAN. Puerto Rican officials rushed to evacuate tens of thousands of people downstream of a failing dam and said they could not reach more than half the towns in the U.S. territory. Government spokesman Carlos Bermudez said that officials had no communication with 40 of the 78 municipalities on the island more than 2 days after the Category 4 storm crossed the island, toppling power lines and cell phone towers, and sending floodwaters cascading through city streets, France 24 reported. Officials said 1,360 of the island's 1,600 cell phone towers had been downed, and 85% of above-ground and underground phone and internet cables were knocked out. With roads blocked and phones dead, officials said, the situation may be worse than they know. We haven't seen the extent of the damage, Governor Ricardo Rossello told reporters in the capital. More than 15 inches, nearly 40 centimeters of rain fell on the mountains surrounding the Oaxaca Dam in northwest Puerto Rico after Maria left the island Wednesday afternoon, swelling the reservoir behind the nearly 90-year-old dam. Authorities launched an evacuation of the 70,000 people living downstream, sending buses to move people away, and sending frantic warnings on Twitter that went unseen by many in the Blackout coastal area. The 345-yard, 316-meter dam, which was built around 1928, holds back a man-made lake covering about 2 square miles 5 square kilometers. An engineer inspecting the dam reported a contained breach that officials quickly realized was a crack that could be the first sign of total failure of the dam, said Anthony Raines, a meteorologist with the U.S. National Weather Service. There's no clue as to how long or how this can evolve. That is why the authorities are moving so fast, because they also have the challenges of all the debris. It is a really dire situation, Raines said. They are trying to mobilize all the resources they can, but it's not easy. We really don't know how long it would take for this failure to become a full break of the dam. Major Gen. Derek P. Ridholm, deputy to the chief of the Air Force Reserve, said at the Pentagon that it was impossible to say when communication and power will be restored. He said mobile communication systems are being flown in, but he acknowledged it's going to take a while before people in Puerto Rico will be able to communicate with their families outside the island. Until Friday, he said, there was no real understanding at all of the gravity of the situation. Across the island, more than 15,000 people are in shelters, including some 2,000 rescued from the north coastal town of Toa Baja, including several who are stranded on roofs. The island's electric grid was in sorry shape long before Maria struck. The territory's $73 billion debt crisis has left agencies like the state power company broke. It abandoned most basic maintenance in recent years, leaving the island subject to regular blackouts. Some of the island's 3.4 million people plan to head to the U.S. to temporarily escape the devastation. At least in the short term, though, the soggy misery will continue. Additional rain up to 6 inches 15 centimeters is expected through Saturday. In San Juan, Nita Phoebus wandered around her neighborhood with bowls of cooked rice, ground meat and avocado, offering food to the hungry. The damage was so extensive, the 64-year-old retiree said, that she didn't think the power would be turned back on until Christmas. This storm crushed us from one end of the island to the other, she said. The death toll in Puerto Rico stood at 6, but was likely to rise. At least 27 lives in all have been lost around the Caribbean, including at least 15 on hard-hit Dominica. Haiti reported 3 deaths, Guadeloupe, 2 in the Dominican Republic, 1. By Friday night, Maria was passing about 295 miles 480 kilometers east of the central Bahamas with top sustained winds of 125 miles per hour 205 kph. The storm is not expected to pose a threat to the U.S. mainland.